Hey.
How y'all
doing? Hi. So guys, it's been a while. Let's just acknowledge that. But it kind of has always been a while every time I come back because of a lot of reasons. But moving on. Hi again. And welcome to hi again, I'm Drew, in case you needed a reintroduction because it's been so long. Welcome to my channel. I have a YouTube channel, I think I forgot. Yeah, it's Happy New Year. So I thought I would come onto YouTube and sort of catch you up with what's been going on and just give you a lot more information because a lot has happened. And I've been more active on Instagram than I have been on YouTube for, again, a couple of reasons. The main one being that it's a lot easier to post pictures and write a quick caption than it is to edit a video. And it's easier for my perfectionist brain to actually be happy with that than to edit a whole video of myself and being like, I hate it, we're gonna cut it and we're not gonna do it again. That's a quick explanation of why. But again, moving on. If you've ever seen The Incredibles, and you know in the opening scene, there's the news report and he's like, after the superheroes have been banned, they're like, where are they now? This is essentially what this video is going to be. It's going to be a where are they now, but for me. And nobody asked, but I thought you might want to know. So here goes. I'm going to try and keep it structured, but as we can see from the intro, I ramble a little bit. So it's going to go into kind of where I am now, what's been happening. I don't want to give it away too soon, spoiler alert. Giving some tips for people who are interested in following the route I'm following, who don't really know much about it, kind of like I didn't. And then talking about what's going on next. And yeah, we'll take it from there. I think the last time I spoke, I was still at university. I've now since graduated. I have a whole degree. I don't even, should I find it? Ugh. That's my picture. But where's my actual degree? Oh, it's somewhere safe. But yeah, this is from my graduation. A picture from my graduation and the booklet. I think my name's in here. Oh yeah, Robinson College, Bachelor of Arts. Me. I won't show you the booklet because it's my whole government name and you don't need all of that. But yeah, I graduated in July 2021, the 3rd of July 2021. It was a great day. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did, but I enjoyed the whole thing. All of my celebrations essentially, we had a dinner at our college the day before just for us graduates, and then on the day we had our parents come in. Well, they weren't allowed to come in, but we had some family take pictures with us in the gardens. We took pictures with friends, and then the ceremony started. We lined up according to our degree and our name, took a whole big picture. Then you do the traditional walk over to Senate House, which is where you graduate. You line up outside the Senate House, and this is all done all socially distanced. So usually whenever you go into Senate House, you hold one of the, what's his name? Oh my god. Stephen Toope, I know that's his actual Vice Chancellor. That's it. His role is Vice Chancellor, so you go up and you hold one of Vice Chancellor's fingers, so it's 5 of you at a time, or 4. He said some words in Latin to the effect of recommending you for a degree, and then you go to who's actually giving you your degree, who was the head of my college, he was called the warden, which isn't very helpful because it plays into the whole joke about how Robinson College looks like a prison and they call us H&P Robinson, and then the head of our college is a warden, so it really doesn't help. But anyway, so the warden says some more words to you in Latin, basically saying you get your degree, you bow, you leave, and then yeah, you get your photo. You take some more pictures and you go about your day. And even before that, I'd had some celebrations with friends. I posted all of this on my Instagram. I'm trying to give you a really quick rundown, but essentially I had a great graduation. I'm so grateful that we were able to have it in person. At the time it would normally be held, it didn't get postponed, and I was just really grateful that we could have that. The exams themselves were a mess, but I got what I needed. I got a 2-1, and once I was graduated, I was free. I was free to just breathe and live again. Ugh, the feeling of joy when you have no more exams. Before I graduated, however, I did a bit of thinking about what I wanted from my life. Well, I kind of did this at the end in second year, and I decided that I wanted to go down the route of becoming a commercial or a corporate solicitor. So I applied to a few firms, I went through some of the interview processes, well, one interview process, and I very luckily got offered a training contract in the beginning of January last year, 2021. Oh my gosh. Yes, that was last year. So I knew that when I graduated, if I got what they wanted in my degree, a 2-1, I would have a job-ish, plus some other caveats. When I got my 2-1 results day, I was like, yay! I can continue going down this route of being a solicitor. Now I'm going to take a pause there before I go any further and give some background information for those of you who don't know the process of becoming a lawyer in the UK. Lawyers are split into like generally two big groups. There are the barristers and there are the solicitors. Barristers are the people who represent you in court. They're the ones who like your honour and they're advocating for you. So anyone who's watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, the people who are talking in court and who are questioning the witnesses, those are the barristers, or what we would call barristers in the UK. And solicitors are the people who do everything behind the scenes before you actually get to court. So they're who the client will most likely approach with their case and then ask, well, do I have a case? And then counsel goes on to do the rest. So I'm not being a barrister, I'm not going down that route for a couple of reasons. And also, you can kind of cheat the system a little bit and train as a solicitor, and then there are certain things you can do to end up getting more rights to represent people in court and becoming a barrister. So you can do it that way, like where you go solicitor to barrister rather than going straight to barrister, which I mean I don't think I'll do, but it's an option. If you want to be a solicitor in the UK, and specifically in England and Wales, because they share the same law for a lot of things, this is the process. You have to have a degree, so you can study law and that will be minimum 3 years, or you can study any degree. After you've got your degree, you've got to do another course that actually prepares you for practicing law. So your degree kind of just, I don't know, it's just like entry requirement, and you get preparation for actual practice, and this is called the legal practice course. So if you did study law beforehand, you can jump straight to the LPC, that's the acronym, and that usually lasts for a year. But you can do the accelerated course, which is 6 months, which is what I'm doing. Not out of choice, by the way, it's just what my firm requires. However, if you didn't study law beforehand, you have to do the GDL, which is the General Diploma in Law, first, because you need a legal background, and that takes a year. So the current timelines are, if you studied law, 3 years plus 1, at least 4 years. If you didn't study law, 3 years plus 2, at least 5 years. That's actually wild to think. It's taken 4 years already to get to this point. After you finish with the LPC, because both people have to get to the LPC in the end, then you would get, or you'd hopefully already have, a training contract with a firm, which is, as the name suggests, a contract where you actually train in the office of being a solicitor under the wing of more professional, more experienced solicitors, and you train in different areas to see what kind of law it is that you want to specialise in. The training contract will last for 2 years, and then after you finish training, then you get entered into the role of solicitors, you become a solicitor. Yeah! And you become a solicitor specifically in that area where you specialise. So if you specialise in employment law, then you'll become an employment lawyer. And if you specialise in criminal law, then you'll become a criminal lawyer. That's essentially the system. Or at least it was. Then everything changed when the government attacked. If you know, you know. So that was the old process, and that is the process I'm following. But it's since been overhauled, and now most people who want to become a solicitor now, after 2021, you will have to do the SQE, which I don't remember what it stands for, but I'll put it on the screen. And that essentially changes your whole requirement for you to have to do the LPC, the GDL in stages, and then do your 2 years of work experience training contract, which is essentially just work experience in a firm at the end. What they do is, I think you still need a degree to be a lawyer, but at any point, either during your degree or afterwards, or I don't actually remember the timelines, but they've relaxed the timelines so that you can do your 2 years work experience in the firm, in any firm. It all adds up, so you could do 4 months in firm 1 and then 3 months in firm 2, and etc until you get up to 2 years, and then once you get to 2 years you can become a solicitor. So it's meant to make the process a little bit easier. Anyway, so that is a overview of how to become a lawyer in the UK. The process I think is similar if you want to become a barrister, but instead of doing a training contract, you would do a pupillage, sitting in the chambers with a barrister. And you can also get a mini pupillage beforehand, which is similar to getting a vacation scheme in a law firm if you wanted to be a solicitor, which is essentially just experience following or shadowing somebody so that you can put it on your CV or help your application when it comes to applying for law school. So yeah, now that you have an overview of how to become a solicitor, we'll go back to me, back to the star of the show. Sorry. Let me tone it down a little bit. So I mentioned earlier that I got a training contract with a firm. So you know I'm training to become a solicitor, and I also said a commercial solicitor. That's just like a general term because I haven't decided what it is that I want to specialise in. I have some ideas, but we'll see when I actually get into the firm. And when I get there, you do rotations, so you sit in different departments, which are called practice areas in law, just, you know, to make the language a little bit more sophisticated. And in our firm, and in most firms, you do 4 rotations, and those are called seats, because you sit in that department, you sit in that practice area for 6 months, because it's over 2 years. So I have 4 seats to choose where I want to go. When I got my offer from my firm, they asked me if I wanted to graduate and then start the LPC immediately, or if I wanted to have 6 months off and then start the LPC in January. And I said heck no to starting immediately. I wanted a break. So I took the 6 months off after I graduated. I did nothing essentially. I just relaxed and I recuperated after the trauma that was university, and then in January I started the LPC. So the LPC itself is split into 2 parts in the way that we do it. I'm at BPP, I'm at specifically the branch in Holborn. It's got stage 1 and stage 2. So stage 1 has you study all of the core practice areas, which, as the name suggests, are all of the things that you need to get your qualification, and also the skills that you need to be a lawyer, which include advocacy. So that is representing people in court or in front of a judge pleading your client's case. Even though barristers do most of the advocacy in court, at trial, everything like that, solicitors do have rights of audience, but they're just limited. I have to learn accounts. I became a lawyer so I didn't have to touch numbers, and yet I now had to do an exam on solicitors' accounts. All of that is included in stage 1. All of that. And I've now finished the teaching for stage 1, so that was from January until April, and then we got 2 weeks off to revise, and we have 2 weeks of exams. I'm coming to the end of it now. It feels so good. My last 2 exams are on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I'm saying that like I don't feel fully prepared yet, but that's the future Drew problem. I'll get there. Hello again. I had to change cameras because my battery died. Right, so here we go again, shall we? So as I was saying, I'm now in stage 2, which will consist of the electives and also finishing the master's part of my course, because the full name of what I'm doing is the LPC LLM, which includes a master's qualification, but I don't want to knock it because I'm the one receiving the extra credit, but it does feel like a little bit of an easier master's than, I mean, it definitely is an easier master's than if I were doing a whole year just on that. I'm going to take the extra letters at the end of my name and call it a day. So that's what I'm going to be doing from May until July, and then, well, I say when I'll finish my exams, and then I'm free for the summer. No, I'm not. Then there's even more steps that you need to do to be a lawyer. You have to complete what's known as the Professional Skills course, the PSC, and our firm will have us do that in July after we've finished our exams. Then I'm off for the summer, and then I start working at the end of August. So really, I have just over a month off, and I'm gonna rinse that month for all it's worth. I think I am. Yeah, I need a break. That is me all caught up, and if I finish my calculation of how long it takes to become a solicitor in the UK, we were at 4 months if you did a law degree, plus the 2 years now for the training contract. Sorry, I said 4 months, I meant 4 years. Dyslexia got into mine. 4 years plus the 2 years for the training contract, that's 6 years. And then for people who didn't study law at university, 5 years plus 2 years, 7 years. So it will take you about minimum 6 to 7 years to become a lawyer following the old process, and now it could take you 3 years if you do all of your work experience while you're doing your degree. But I think that's a lot to take on, along with learning all the content yourself, doing your degree and doing work experience at a firm. I just say, like, my advice to people who are doing the SQ, take your time. Like, it's okay to go a little bit slower, even if it can be quick. So that's that. What next? So I've spoken about kind of where I am now, and I wanted to give some tips on studying the LPC. So there's still some people who will be on the course, and also these tips are going to apply to you even if you're going to do the SQE, because I think they just are overarching. So one tip I would give is to do your research beforehand. So if you're choosing what law school to go to yourself, definitely look at people who are studying at that university, that school now, and message them. You'll be surprised how many people are willing to respond to your messages, and just ask them for tips. Anybody who's thinking you're studying at PPP is welcome to message me, and I'll just give you my honest feedback. Obviously I can only talk about Holborn because that's where I've studied, but yeah, just ask people, ask around, go to open days, you know, the kind of things that you would do for university, and definitely still do it for this like post-grad uni. Second tip would be to do your research in terms of the course itself. I didn't do any research about like the actual LPC and what it entailed. Some of my friends started before me, so I just asked them like what it was like, whereas I know some of my other friends who are studying the LPC with me, they messaged people on LinkedIn who were studying the LPC who went to our firm. They went on YouTube. There are YouTubers who are giving their information about like LPC and who've like given their notes. I'm talking about Liam Porritt here, and half the people in my class had Liam Porritt's notes, half the people in my class had like other people's notes who were in our cohort. Like, they're the notes people, and they just use legacy notes and add to them rather than making our own notes, and it makes the process so much easier because you're still learning the content, but you don't have to start from scratch. So you're working smart, not hard. I should have done that, because then the way I would have been set, and it would have taken away some of the stress. I mean, I probably still would have procrastinated because it's a little bit in my nature at this point, but I would definitely recommend just doing that and utilizing all of the resources that are at your disposal. Definitely do that. Don't feel like you should have to struggle by yourself or do it just because you think it'll make you better. You don't need to. I'd also recommend just making good friends. Like, I know some people, they don't need to, because you might not ever speak to these people again. Like, even me, even though I'm studying the LPC with my cohort I'm gonna go and train with, we'll be in different departments. We won't see each other all the time, but people need people. They do, you know, and not just friends out of convenience. Like, actually enjoy the process. Let me just give one more extra tip. Don't feel like you need to know everything about law and everything about the practice area that you want to go into. Like, you can, and that would set you up well, but you don't have to, and you can still succeed. I didn't really have an idea of what practice area I wanted to go into, or I mean, I still don't, and I didn't really know all of the practice areas that were out there, and I don't think that you're meant to, because there are some really obscure practice areas and obscure tasks that you won't necessarily know about unless like you're exposed to them, and why would you be exposed to what an incentives group do? So don't feel like you have to, but if you want to, you still can. So yeah, that's just a little something from me. I hope it helps. Now, as on boring generic stuff, let's talk about me again. I put on my Instagram like in August that I'd gotten a flat And my plan was, once I graduated from university, to stay home for a little bit and then to move in to this flat with my friends for the LPC, because it'd be a lot closer and it would cut down on my journey time. You know, overall it was going well. I'd started moving out in January, but then there were a lot of issues. And I would just say I started filming the whole process of looking for a flat hunting in London and moving in, and I wasn't sure if I was going to post it still. I don't know, because spoiler alert, I moved back home. I'm back home now. My room might look a little different because I've done some work to it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to still post that video or videos. But I think I might still do a post on like how to flat hunt in London because some places are bad, and also there was drama, and also just be wary of like potential issues that could arise, because I wanted to move in with 2 different groups of people and there was issues with both of those groups. Like, you just have to be really careful about who you decide to live with, because you don't want it to ruin your friendships, and you know, you also want to like have a good time. It's about having a good time at the end of the day. But yeah, so I was meant to move out. I put on my Instagram story that we got a flat and everything, and yeah, I stayed there for about 2 weeks and then I moved back home, and here I am back home. I was a bit sad at first because I just felt like, well, it didn't work out and I wanted it to. Sad. And also I wasn't really feeling my room. My mum was just like, why don't you just redo your room? Like, I told you to redo your room ages ago. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't want to. But yeah, Mum, you were right. Okay. So I've been redoing my room, and it's taken a while. It's taken a while because of money, you know, cash flow. Gotta slow it down sometimes, and I want to do it proper, and it takes time. I'm doing a course, I don't know if I mentioned that to you, and it is a bit full on, especially because it's an accelerated version of a 9-month course, so we're cutting 3 months out of it. So there's a lot to cover in a shorter amount of time, which means there isn't that much time to be like doing up grand designs, you know what I mean, or like 60-minute room makeover. But I'm trying and I'm getting there, and I'm really happy with the process so far. Like, I'm just looking around and I'm remembering what my room used to look like. Wow, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe that was what it looked like before, and I allowed that. That's crazy. Also, if you guys want any of the things that I'm giving away, I'll post on my Instagram what I'm selling, and if it appeals to you, please do take it, because a lot of the things that I'm selling, they're not bad, they just don't fit my aesthetic anymore, you know. So yeah, take them from me, please. Or if you know anybody that wants them, let them take it from me, please. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's what's been going on in my life for a too long gonna watch. But notes summary: essentially, I've graduated. I'm on my way to becoming a solicitor in the UK. I'm open to any questions from people who have queries about the whole process. Coming from my background of being, you know, single parent households, not growing up with much, it's been a crazy journey to be on, and to like think that one day I just thought, yeah, I want to be a lawyer. 5 or 6 years later, here I am, actually doing it. Bit wild when you think about it. It's a bit crazy. But this is part of why I wanted to make my channel. It's just to kind of show that it's possible for you to do. Even if you think it's really unattainable, even if you think it's hard, you can do it. I believe in you. If you need anybody to believe in you, I'll be the one to believe in you. And if you need like inspiration or motivation, then let me be it. But just to let you guys know that it's possible. If you work hard for it, because it's hard work, but you stick to it, you can do it, you can achieve it. Yeah, that's it. If you guys made it to the end, thank you for watching. I know it's been a bit chaotic, but that's just me. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing more regularly and my YouTube uploads whenever they occur, then I would recommend following me on any other platform. I'm joking. No, just follow me on Instagram. I'm so much more active there. That's about it from me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it helped. If you have anything you want to ask me, then let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you like this video, you know, you can give me a like. I would like that, yeah. And hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye.